Uh, we're going to do something very different. Very, very different from what I usually do on Twitch. Because I wanted to make a video for all the Hebrew people, for the 3 people who watch Hebrew on Twitch. Although, to be fair, it is also being translated to broadcasted on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Um, Let me get this thing squared away here. Okay, I think that looks all right. So there's this book uh, that I've assigned for my advanced Hebrew grammar class. And I doubt anybody whatsoever will watch this. Um, I wanted to actually work on this and broadcast it because we've been meaning to make YouTube videos actually illustrating a different methodology for Hebrew syntax and grammar. So this is going to be new to most people, and even the people that enjoy biblical Hebrew. So first, we're doing exercise 1 of Weingreen's English to Hebrew exercise, and I already have 2 viewers on the stream. Oh my goodness. All right, well, since you just joined, I'm translating Hebrew because I teach an advanced Hebrew grammar class on Zoom. And so what we're doing is we're working on some English to Hebrew exercises. That's how we're starting the course, and we're also going to do historical forms. But first, we're working through these English to Hebrew exercises, which are basically just verses from the Bible, and we're translating them, well, I'm translating them from English to Hebrew. So, and my students will be able to look at this video, and I won't actually forget to upload it, which is rather nice. So, let's first go through and break this up into sentences. Okay, so here's the first 5 or 6 sentences. And eventually, viewers are already gone. Eventually, I hope to have this whole thing done. I doubt that I'll finish the whole thing today, but let's use our Hebrew keyboard. Let's go over to SBL Biblit, and let's work on this. Align right, since Hebrew is backwards from English. Hello, single viewer. This is not a video game chat for a change. This is actually a productive video of what I do, some stuff that I do in my spare time, and that's to teach biblical Hebrew. And right now, what we're working on... Hello, Maurice! Are you a Hebrew person? I usually stream videos here, video game streams, but I'm doing something very different. Since people make podcasts here, I figure I could do something of my own. It's so crazy. This is more popular than any video game stream I've ever hosted. All right. So let's work on this first sentence. So I've got a Hebrew keyboard set up. I am not a Hebrew person, but I'm rather intrigued. All right. Well, this is just Hebrew and English, so I'm not sure how interested you would be, but you're welcome to stick around and watch. Uh, so we're translating English to Hebrew for my students. I teach a Hebrew course on Zoom to three three students, and so it's not big. But this is an assignment I gave them. I won't get through uh, everything, but this is out of the Bible, and it's the Abraham story. So let's work through this then. So this, we can tell that this is in past narrative. So the first thing you want to do is open with the past narrative marker, which is Vayahi, right? So that means and there was. The old King James again uses and God said, and God said, and God said, and God said. But you don't need to have that. The function of the Vav, according to these folks, is that it simply opens clauses. So it's simply a marker of a new sentence or a new thought. So there was a famine. Ra'av is famine in the land of Canaan. So there's a problem with an auditory learner trying to reproduce Hebrew. But Eretz Canaan. There was a famine in the land of Canaan, for the people were sinful to the Lord. So, for is key. The people were sinful. That's chata, and I hope I spell this right. I'm not exactly sure. Ki chata ha'am. Ha'am. The Lord is Adonai. So notice, according to these folks, when you use the key, you flip the subject, which is ha'am, and the verb. So the verb actually comes first. Okay? So there's our first sentence. And we want to use SBL Biblet through all this. So align right. And the Lord spoke to Abraham, and he said to him. So open up another past narrative clause. So Vayihi. I'm sorry. It's and he spoke. So Vai da bear. Actually, that there wouldn't be a dogish there. Vai da bear. That's a hifil. Oops, I put the da in there twice. That's why it didn't look right. Vaidaber spoke. Vaidaber Adonai. So the Lord spoke. Again, since it's past narrative, the verb and the subject flip. So Vaidaber Adonai to him. Elav. So he spoke to Abraham. I forgot Abraham. Av Raham. And he said, so we have Vayomer, another past narrative. Vayomer Elav, and he said to him, behold. So that would be one clause. Behold is hine. There is a famine in the land. So one option you could do this is use the particle of existence. There is or there are. So you could do yesh ra'av in the land. Ba'aretz. The other one you could do is just say there is a famine. You could just do uh, hmm. You could just do Hine Ra'av. Ba'aretz. I always put the wrong letter there. Okay, so that's the second clause. Then let's make all this SBL biblet because it looks good. It looks okay. Even the English looks okay, and I won't have to keep changing the font. So therefore, take your wife and your brother's son. So in other words, your nephew, the son of your brother. So therefore, Lakain, take your brother. Kach, you can put na here to indicate the imperative, but you don't need to see this. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Kach na et ish techa. Ish techa. The construct form of isha is eshet, and with the attached pronoun is echa. So ish techa. And the son of your brother. V. I think it's just vven. So the vowel reduces since it's in construct. The son of your brother. Achecha. And all that you possessed. So, v'chol asher. Actually, this should be asher, which you possess. That's yarash. So would it be yarasha? No. Yarashta. Kol asher yarashta. And go down. V'lech and go down. Vored from Yarad, the imperative, to the land of Egypt. El Eretz Mitzrayim. Ki, for there is bread. So, ki, for there is bread. Ki, yesh, yesh, lechem, in Egypt. B, mitz, rhyme. And I don't think this is a kametz here. I think it's a patach, Mitzrayim, final mem. Whoops. Now it should be working. Okay. So my headphones ran out. So, all right. So let's go back here. All right. So, uh, so we did that clause or that verse, and Abraham did. So you don't really ever need to start with and, but the and tells you that you're going to use a past narrative form, also called a above consecutive imperfect. We call it a past narrative. So here we go again. So past narrative marker. Vaihi. Notice you would ordinarily have a dagesh in the past narratives in the prefix, but since there's a Shava under the Yod, that's called the Skinnem Levi rule. And the Skinnem Levi rule makes a lot of the words lose their dagesh. So Abraham did. Oh, I'm sorry. You wouldn't want to use Vayahi. You would want to use Vayaas. Abraham did. Past narrative triggers verb, subject, inversion. Vayaas of Raham as the Lord commanded him. Ka'asher. It would either be as or just as. Ka'asher mitz Sava. I think it's just Tiva. Ka'asher Tiva Adonai. And I'm going to use Elav. I think you could also use Alav. And I think you could also use Elav. So any of those three. So he took there's no punctuation in Hebrew, so we won't use a punctuation mark. We will divide it since it's a clause. This is also a clause. Abraham did. Ka'asher Adonai elav, and that's also a clause. Then he took his wife. Vayelech. I was trying to remember the correct pronunciation. Or correct spelling. Vayelech. So since since it's a past narrative, there's a dagish in the yod. Yelech comes from yelech, but since you have the vav attached, that second vowel is going to shorten. So vayelech. I'm sorry, that's he walked. Vayikach. Vayikach, and he took. He took his wife, marking the object with et ishto, again, because the historical form is isht, so it's gonna come back in the pronominal forms, which is actually most scholars think that's a construct form, the wife of him. So he took his wife and his brother's son. We've had that before. The Bain Avicha and his flocks. Vutzon. I think this is right. I'm not sure. Vutzoncha. No, Vutzonav. His flocks, because it's plural. Tzonav. Either that or tzono. I'm not sure which it is. And the herds. Ooh, since it starts with a bait. Karim. Bakar. That's what I'm using for herds. So no. Oh, hello! Okay, thank you for the correction. Have you ever seen somebody broadcasting Hebrew on Twitch before? This is definitely a first for me, but I wanted to make a video for my students, so I thought, why not broadcast it live? Uvakarim and the herds, and he went down with them. So I'm gonna do Vayelech. No. He went down. Vayered. Dagish. Red. With them. I'm gonna do Itam. You can either do that, or you could do, how would this look? Imchem. Imchem. And he went down with them to Egypt, El Mitzrayim. I think it's a patach and not a kametz there. Somebody just retweeted my post on Biblical Hebrew. Man, oh man, I doubt very many people will be interested in that. Imam. Oh, yes. What did, oh, that's with you. Yeah, sorry about that. Imam. With the kametz, I think? And I think it's doubled. Imam. Or imahim. Yes. Right. Okay. Yep, that's right. I'm guessing by your name you might be Israeli. Did you find me on Twitch or did you find me on Facebook? Is my question, because I'm very curious. went down to Egypt and he dwelt them. He dwelt there. So Vayeshev Sham. He is Israeli. That's nice. So he's gonna, when he says it, it's gonna be necessarily correct. So the Lord spoke to Abraham in the land of Egypt, your children will be slaves in this land. So a line right. So we've had the Lord spoke. So Vaidaber. Adonai. Yeah. Oops. No, that's not right. This is. I think. Yeah, like that. Vaidaber Adonai El Avram. Or Avraham. It's not Avram, it's Avraham. In the land of Egypt. But Eretz Mitzrayim. Behold, and here this is what he says. Behold, Hine, your children will be slaves. Your children. Bincha? This doesn't look right. This doesn't look right. I'm going to do something unconventional. And since Vav marks a clause, since we say anyway that Vav marks a clause. Banecha! Yes. So, but what I was saying, so this methodology in this book is different. The opinion of a few scholars out there says that Vav functions simply as a clause marker, and it can mark a clause and simply be untranslated. So I'm going to put a Vav in here, and then I'm probably going to check it against the verses in the Bible. So, Uvanecha, your children, new clause, will be slaves. Yihyu, third masculine plural, imperfect. Yihyu. Crap, I'm having a brain moment. I'm not going to look at the screen because I'm sure this nice person is telling me what this is. Slaves, avadim. Yehu. Avadim. In this land. The Eretz Hazeh. The land, this one. Or according to our book, Beinecha. Yeah, that's one way. Oh. Yep. Thank you. And so your children will be. And since this, according to our book, yeah, this is right. uvanecha yihyu. Subject, verb, no grammatical word in front, no past narrative. Your children will be. Subject, verb, just like in English, according to our textbook. Most people would say that's not the way it works, but since we've taught the course according to this textbook, and this is what I've taught you folks, that's how we're going to do it. Okay? So let's continue to the next one. I'm curious, though, again, where did you find me, Ophir? Where did you find me? Did you find me on YouTube? Did you find me on Facebook? Did you find me on Twitch? If you found me on Twitch, I'll be seriously impressed or seriously surprised. Now, the book, the composition book, cues you with "and it will be." But we learned that this particular form just functions as a temporal marker. So you could just translate this as "they will serve." So if you do that just as a future temporal marker, oh, great. Great, great, great. I'm glad that page is getting views. That's great. We wanted to add content for a long time, and so I figured, why don't I do this? Then I could translate for my students this evening, and I could also create content for us. So yeah, I doubt that I'm going to finish this whole thing. So future temporal marker, I'm going to put this up here. Do I have it in Hebrew? I don't. I'm going to put this up here so it's not confusing. Future temporal marker, starting with that. So, the future temporal marker is Vahaya. Most grammars will call this a vowel consecutive perfect. Our grammar calls this an aerial perfect. It's in aerial mood because the future hasn't happened yet. This is, again, a linguistic term rather than a traditional grammatical term. So they use the term aerial perfect or aerialist mood. So you can find that in most books when it's talking about something akin to the subjunctive or the conditional, or in this case, just simple future. Vahaya. It will be, they will serve. Vaya. I think this is right. Avdu. The Egyptians. Et Egyptians is Mitzrayim. And they will build great cities. They will build Vayiv. I think it's just Vayivnu. That's a form I haven't seen very much in scripture, but I think that's what it is. Mitzrayim. They will build great cities. Arim Gedolim. I'm going to write this fully. For them. Lahem. Okay. Simple enough. Whoops. Lahem. Back to the English. Get rid of this gap here. When Uvanu. Oh, yeah. They will build. It follows the aerial perfect. So, yeah, thank you again. Uvanu. Yes. I know. I wasn't thinking straight. I read it wrong. When. I'm sure there are plenty of words you could use for when. You could do probably a number of things. Uvanu. He's correcting my pronunciation. Thank you for this. This is helpful. 3 viewers. Wow. This is just as popular as one of my video game streams I've done. This is crazy. All right. So, when they cry, I think, and I will again be corrected if I do it wrong, you can use well, here's the thing though. I'm unsure if this is continuing the future, if they would include another it will be or not, since it's in the previous clause. I think either one of those would be acceptable. But when they cry, I think you could do either ka'asher as when, or you could do a infinitive construct or an infinitive with a temporal bait on the front. So in there crying out. And to cry, is that kara with a kof and a ayin? In there crying out. I'm not sure about the spelling. Is that right? Vahayaki. Oh, yeah, this is to tear. Yeah. When they cry out. Yeah, so you could use the key as well. That probably would be more common. So you could do this as well. And then he's telling me Za'ak, of course. Yeah. Is that to cry out to, Kara? Yeah, it is. You can use Karas to cry out. I was thinking it was a secondary form, but yeah, you're right. Let's do that. I think that's the one I would be more familiar with. Ooh, Uvachar. This isn't right. Ooh. No vav there. Yes. that. Or if you wanted to include an it will be, marking the future again, v'haya, marking the future. You could leave this alone. Bakor, oh yeah. Bakor, yes, because it's a U class vowel, because it's an infinitive. Yep. Which is based on the prefix pattern. So let's do. You could do. Shoot. Word is not. Vahaya. Word is not great with Hebrew word order. Can I put this here? I cannot. Well, I guess I'll just leave it. I will send my plagues. I shall send my plagues. This is going to be confusing, so I'll mark a new clause. I shall send my plagues. Another aerial perfect. The difference between I will send and I shall send. I shall send my plagues, or I will hear their cry. Kamatz, yes, kamatz katan. Yep. It's a U class vowel because it's an infinitive, and the holum would reduce to the kamatz because there's a preposition on the front. So, or not a preposition, a conjunction on the front. Yeah, this is complicated. I will hear. Oh, no, it's not. I could just do va'eshma. Va'eshma za'ak. Is that a noun form? Za'aka? A cry? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Of course. V'shamati. V'shamati. Continuing the aerial. So this would not be here in this case. Oh, wait. This goes down at the beginning. Never mind. I don't know why it won't let me put that down there at the beginning. Etzaktam. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is it this? No. Za'ak tam. And I will hear. You probably want to include the object marker. Yep, thank you. I got it on my own. I'm trying to get most of this on my own. I will hear their cry. I will send. V'shalachti. Did we do that? Yeah, v'shalachti. My plagues. My vocabulary is rusty. I don't remember plagues. I'm doing this from memory, trying not to look up vocabulary. Yes. Yep. What's plagues? Give me a hand with plagues. Magufa? Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that very often. So Magufot? Is that right? Did I get the unpointed vowels? I will send plagues. My plagues. Magufoti. I think. No. Magufa. Yeah, Magufoti. Yeah, but it's my plagues. No? Is that right? Magefa. So Magefoti. My plagues. Susati. Magufoti. Magufotai. Of course. Because that's the plural ending. Yep. PL participle has a Dagesh forte. Or as we learned it, the Dagesh Kazakh. So Magufotai upon the Egyptians. Al ha-Mitzrim. And I shall bring your children a hifil of Yatzah. First yod verbs go to Holam. I shall bring Ho Tzi V'hotziti et banecha your children. I think this would be, oh no, it's Abraham, so it is singular. Banecha out from this land. A partitive men. Now, notice, what do you see? A min plus eretz. The noon should assimilate, right? But the aleph can't take a dagas, so this is gonna lengthen. Me eretz, or min ha aretz. Hazeh. Me eretz hazeh or min haaretz hazeh. Right? So the Aleph can't take a Dagesh, so the Hirik under the Nun lengthens to Sere. Or you can do Min Haaretz Hazeh. They will fight over the inhabitants. They will fight the inhabitants of Canaan. I shall give them victory over them, and I shall deliver their cities into their hands, and they shall dwell in them. All right, so they will fight. Again, continuing the future form, the Irial perfect. They will fight. Nilcham. Nilchamu. They will fight. The inhabitants et Yoshevai. Yoshevei. The inhabitants of Canaan. Yoshevei Canaan. Yoshevei. Probably since this is a long vowel, the kaf is going to lose its dagesh, even though it's a bagad kafat letter. Min haaretz hazot. So you're saying that eretz is a collective plural? These lands as opposed to this land? Out from this land? Or, I'm sorry, not a collective plural, a collective singular? I feel like I'm cheating since I have you giving me feedback. I'll put this video up after we have the class session tonight. I'll put this on there so just so, because I trust you, because you're an Israeli. They will fight. So we were saying that this loses its dagesh since it's preceded by a long vowel. Most likely. It doesn't always happen that way. Canaan. But most of the time it does happen that way. And I will give them victory. V. Natati. Natati. Remember with this, you would expect natanti, but the noon assimilates. So natati. Natati. I shall give them victory. Oh, Lord. Don't remember victory. What's victory? Ophir. I figure that since I call myself a peculiar pastor playing video games, I could include biblical stuff on this channel as well. So that's what I'm doing, dang it. Victory. Let me open up my Bible software and find out. victory. Victory, noun. Guvura or hatushu'ah. That's the one I was thinking. Hatushu'ah. I will give to them. That's what I'll do. I'll do the preposition. Tushu'ah. I will give them victory, and I shall deliver that. I shall deliver their cities into their hands. Is that not Saul to deliver? I shall deliver. I'll do not Saul, even though that might not be right. That's to rescue or save. I don't think that's right, actually. Let's look up deliver. It is. I will deliver the not salty. I shall deliver their cities. You could do Arotam. Or you could do the cities of them. That actually is the cities of them. Arotam. Into their hands. El Yadav. No. That's his hand. His hands. Is it Yadehem? And they shall dwell. The Yashavu. Bam. Vam. Again, since it's a long vowel, probably going to lose the dogish. Feedback from the Israeli. No, he must be away from the keyboard right now. So here we go. If they serve me in truth and keep my commandments, then I shall command them and do that which is pleasing in my sight. Let's break that into one. So the temporal marker. So Weingreen writes this as, it will be that if. But we're just going to use the temporal marker as a future indicator and not necessarily translate it. So it will be v'haya if they serve me. I'm going to do this differently. You can use the key E formula, but I'm going to do using the vav as a conjunction, signaling E-real perfects, hypothetical situations. If they serve me, I'm going to do I'm going to use an object marker there. Et becomes it when it takes the pronoun. If they serve me and keep my commandments,
V'shamaru et mitz vo tai, and keep my commandments, that asher I shall command them. That asher I shall command them. I think this is going to go back to a regular imperfect. No, it shall, so it's e-real. Asher I'm gonna do a shared CVT lahem, because usually from what I've seen, future tense can be conveyed in a perfect, and especially since we have perfect, 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 I'm gonna keep it with the perfect. Asher CVT lahem, and do all that which is pleasing and va'asu ko asher all that which is good. I'm going to do good. Kol asher tov in my sight. Ni in my eyes. Nai. So there we have that first clause. If they serve me in truth and keep my commandments, that I shall command them and do that that which is pleasing in my sight. I think this should be then. I think this is a typo here. Then I shall send my blessings upon them and upon the fruit of their land. So since I started the if clause with a vav, I'm going to start the then clause with a vav as well. So v'shalachti I shall send my blessings at b'rachotai, my blessings, plural, patach yod, ending, upon them, alehem, and upon their land, the fruit, al a construct, all puri of their land. Alright, so Tehem. I think uh, I think this should be a hataf vowel. Whoops. Aratzotehem. Okay. Aratzot plus the what they call what Pratico and Van Pelt calls a type 2 pronominal suffix, but I don't think that's very helpful. Aratzot, plural, lands, and then there. The lands of them. Aratzotehem. I put this in here twice. This is still really long. I've been going for over an hour. They shall know that I am the Lord their God who brought them forth from the land of Egypt and who brought them into the land of Canaan and who did battle for them against their enemies. They shall know. Again, shall, Uriel, perfect. V'yadu, they shall know that ki, and I'm going to take a guess with this. Ani, Adonai, who brought them out, brought them forth from Yatsah. That's a Hifil form. So ho, tzi, I'm going to put ho, tzi, ti, hem. That I brought them out, or brought them forth. Who brought them forth? It says who brought them forth. I'm going to do Hotzi. Who brought them, and then who brought them. That's from Bo. The Hifil is Yavi'u. Yavi'u. Well, it's just Yavi because it's third. Nope. It's. Would it be Yavi'u? Or would it be Hivvi? I'll do Hivvi. 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 Or if you want, we'll just say that you can do Yaviu. Into the land of Canaan, El Eretz Canaan, and who did battle. So I used perfect, and perfect. So the Asher and who did battle. Asher, Asa, Milchama. For them against their enemies. Enemy is oyev, so oy. They, him, I think. The enemies of them. But, now since this is but if, and this will be the last verse I do, I think, because I've been at this for an hour and 15 minutes. But if, so I'm going to use the actual word for if. V'im. V'im lo, if they do not listen. And this would be an real imperfect. So yish ma'u, if they do not listen to my voice. El koli, according to. I think this is according to all which I shall command them. I'm going to use all. All asher I shall command. Civiti lahem, and go so since I use the perfect, the imperfect here, so I'll continue with the imperfect here. And it's talking about the Israelites, or the Hebrews. V'yelhu in the way, ba'derech, of the nations, hagoyim, I think it's a double yod. Among whom, I'm going to use the bait. Ba asher. Among whom they shall dwell and serve their gods. Among whom, I'll use the perfect again. Yeshavu. And serve. I'm going to use, they like to use this in Genesis, so I'm going to guess that it's Elohehem. So this is a keying formula, so this should be the key, I think. And then should be E. I shall send, shalachti, the prophets, et hanvi'i, to them, alehem, I'll just use that form, to bring them. That's an infinitive of purpose, in order to bring them. So le, ha, vi, aim. A hifil infinitive. And in fact, since it's first yod, I think it should be laho. Okay? In order to bring them back. Oh, so then this is not to bring simply, it's to bring back. So to cause them to return. So le hang on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to cheat on this one. This is kind of complicated. Well, let's see if I can do this. The Hifil of Shuv would be Hey Sheev. The imperfect Yashiv. Yashav is Yeshev. Yashuv. So I'm going to do L, Ha, She, Ve, Hem. Lahashi Vehem. To bring them back to me, Eli, in order to serve me. L of infinitive of avad. Based on the imperfect. We'll do avodai. And I don't think that's right. Since it's an open syllable, it would be a holum. Oops, I put two vowels on this. Avodai. I used the plural pronoun because it's God, Elohim, so he'll take plural pronouns most often, plural pronominal suffixes. So we got through most of these. This is just off of memory and with a little bit of guidance from our new Israeli friend in here. So I will finish this off probably on Wednesday. So if you are one of those weird people that enjoy Hebrew and like to see me doing English to Hebrew exercises, then come back tomorrow and throw me a follow if you want. So, thank you all for coming. We went for about an hour and a half. So it's been fun. This has been different. This is not my regular video game stream. This is I should have moved this chat box over here. It's hard because it's white, right? So oh, and you couldn't see the rest of my screen. Well, here is the rest of my screen. They shall know that I am the Lord their God who brought them forth. And then the oath formula at the end in the second verse. So, this is also, you still can't see this. Here we go. This right here was the last one. You still can't see this. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will be back probably tomorrow. So thank you for stopping by, all you weird